I'm Mr. Ohio-born player made. I'm sharp as razor blades. I'm the truth in the booth. You come to troll, catch this fade. Come on in. Where you been? I call you family. Now we can feel the vibe on this ride. Hit subscribe, tell a friend. Hey, man. I guess we got to put on this old school shit and ride. You feel me? You feel the vibe on this ride. Hit subscribe, tell a friend. Shiny on the track, man. I guess we gotta blow the dust off, man. Put on this old shit, this old school, man, and ride. You feel me? Cause they be forgetting I'm really about that Ohio shit. I think they be forgetting I'm really about that Ohio shit. The guy, hey man, what I tell him, guy? I'm Mr. Ohio-born player made. I'm sharp as razor blades. I'm the truth in the booth. You come to troll, catch this fade. Come on in. Where you been? I call you family. Now we can feel the vibe on this rap. Hit subscribe, tell a friend. I really be on. Salute to the family. What's up with it? The guy in the building. Hashtag Junior Mafia. Cam J Network in the building. Ohio on that shit. Black Attack, what's up with you, homie? Salute to you. 4-ounce sniper in the building. Snipe, what's up with you, homie? Salute to you, family. Thank you so much, man, for taking the time to tune in, man. Salute. Felix Nunez in the building. What's up with you? Salute to you. Hey, man, the guy said OHIO. You feel me? What's up with you, man? Salute to Tay-Tay Brown in the building. Sweet Tay-Tay. What's up with you, Tay-Tay? Hey, man. Sometimes I think they really, man, I think like it's really Ohio versus everybody with me. You feel like, no, it's really Ohio versus everybody with me. I be showing love all around the world. You understand what I'm saying? I show love to everybody. You understand? Like I show love to everybody. But it's really, 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 really Ohio versus everybody with me. At the core, salute to the homie Anwar Willis. What's up with you, bro? He said, salute to JuniorTheTruth. Hashtag Cleveland 216. Ohio. It's really Ohio versus everybody with me, man. And I'm not accepting no Ohio slander. It's over with. I'm not taking no Albert Prince Bell slander, bro. I'm not standing for it. I'm not standing for no Abdullah Mason slander, bro. I ain't on that at all. It's over. You understand what I'm saying? It's over. It's over. I'm not taking no slander. None. So salute to y'all, man. Sometimes this is just it, man. This is just it. Sometimes the biggest fight, it don't happen in the ring. You feel me? Sometimes the biggest fights, it don't happen in the ring. It happens across the negotiation tables. You know, sometimes, especially in 2026, the biggest fights be happening in these damn interviews. You feel me? Sometimes the biggest fights, they be happening in interviews. They get it. Y'all know I ain't lying, man. Y'all know I ain't lying. They get it cracking in the interviews. Yeah. Yeah, sometimes, you know what I mean? You know, sometimes the fights happen because somebody says, my son deserves 2.5 million. Sometimes that's what, you feel me? Like I really should just roll the credits. Sometimes Those fights happen because somebody, or don't happen, should I say, the biggest fights happen on the negotiating table because somebody says, my son deserves 2.5 million. Yeah. Man, I'm talking about Abdullah Mason. We talking about Floyd Kid Austin Schofield. And one of the strongest negotiation fights I've seen in a long time, man. So let me ask y'all, you feel me? Because it's a whole lot of talk about, it's a one-sided conversation. It's coming from one direction. It's a whole lot of talk about Abdullah Mason ain't this and Abdullah Mason ain't that. You feel me? It's a whole lot of talk. Damn, Rob Singleton coming in setting it off early. You feel me? He coming in setting it off early. Man, y'all got to stop just letting these motherfuckers talk. And I am a fan of the sport of boxing. You feel me? And I am perfectly fine being a fan. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not a part of a team. I'm not a part of a network. You understand what I'm saying? I don't have any contractual obligations to anybody. I am perfectly okay with being a fan. Y'all are going to hear me reverberate this over and over and over again throughout the day, because I think we got to get some straightening. We got to get some straightening. Nah, we got to get this shit straight. Yeah. We got to get this shit straight. Yeah, salute to my brother Rob Singleton, man. In the super chat, coming in busting early. He said, happy Sunday, Junior. And the chat. You feel me? Happy Sunday, Junior. And the chat. If Bell wasn't good, then why didn't you throw your son in there with him, Floyd Sr.? And y'all ducked Mason. See, we're gonna get some straightening, bro. We gotta, if we don't do nothing else, we're gonna leave here with an understanding. You feel me? We're gonna leave here with an understanding. From a fan's perspective. So my question is, did Team Schofield price themselves out for a potential matchup versus Abdullah Mason? Did they price themselves out? Did they price themselves out, man? Oh, this might be news to some of y'all. Y'all didn't know that there was actually an offer? Did y'all know that? Y'all didn't know that there was actually an offer? Y'all knew that. Surely y'all knew that. Sure, y'all knew that. Surely y'all knew that. Maybe y'all didn't. Let me make sure we all caught up to we all caught up. Did you know that there was an offer? Rob Singleton said, I knew. Salute, family, real spill boxing. What's up with you? Yeah, there was actually an offer sent. Yeah. Yeah. So ultimately, man, this is where I'm at with this shit, man. And we're gonna slow walk it through, but I gotta say this. You feel me? I'm not here for any of the slander. You understand? I'm not here for any of the slander. You can't sit here and slander people's names when you won't face them. You understand what I'm saying? You can't slander people's names when you won't face them. And I don't understand, we in this new world where people are messy, content creators messy. You get these people on your interviews, on your platforms, and you just let them talk, and they say everything. They all over the place. You feel me? They all over the place, and they say anything. And in my Black Fight Fan TV voice, a funky pair of lips to say anything. Y'all just let people say anything. No pushback. You just sit there and just listen. And we ain't like, huh? And I'm thinking, you know what I'm saying? Not that I'm interested, because I'm not really interested in talking to anybody in this capacity. You feel me? Maybe from the perspective of the Punch Junkie magazine, we might be able to have an interview, have a conversation, so on and so forth. But here, when I got my full-fledged boxing fan hat on, man, I don't want to talk to nobody. Y'all don't see me opening up no motherfucking panels over here. You feel? I don't even open up the call lines much. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no, I don't. Man, I'm here. Man, you came here to hear me. You understand what I'm saying? You came here to hear me, and we exchange via the chat conversation. Not interested in talking to no whole bunch of folks because I'm dangerous. Like, I'm certified dangerous. I'm a dangerous fan. You know why? Salute to the War Report. What's up with you, homie? Real Spill Midwest Boxing Talk. Salute, family. I see you. This is why I'm so dangerous. I spend my own money. I think my own thoughts. I speak my own mind. And I hold my own nuts. I'm certified dangerous. You feel me? I'm dangerous. Nah, I'm dangerous. I spend my own bread. I think my own thoughts. I speak my own mind. And I hold my own nuts. Ultimately, when it's all said and done, I ain't gonna fold. I ain't gonna fold.
Ghetto baby, I seen pistol play. In case Aaron like when white bitches don't get their way. Pull up with that whip appeal, look like baby face. Guerrilla warfare, what a motherfucker bathing age. Never falling off, I live my life on the edge. Telling lies on the real, they don't believe what you're saying. I ain't never complained, I ain't never was scared. Look here, bitch, it ain't no buts about my last piece of bread. Camoed out, grew up on them niggas from the know you. Funny how they lose themselves when they can't control you. Here's a 50 slab, cause the game is out of order. Make me kill a nigga career just to meet my quota. Hold up, none you rap niggas want it. I got remnants of Biggie, I was never Lil Homie. I'm so genuine with her, she let me ride on that pony. Don't need your flowers, I grow them. Got the game in the coma. Nigga, this the big dog, I ain't bowing to no one.
All right, man. Salute to the family. Thank y'all so much, man, for taking the time to tune in, man. Welcome back to another edition of the Punch Junkie Podcast, man. Hosted by yours truly, JuniorTheTruth. Really, truly, genuinely appreciate it, man. If you're new around, man, if this your first time laying eyes on me, welcome. You feel me? If it's not, then welcome back. You understand what I'm saying? If you've been rocking with me throughout the years, then you already know exactly what time it is with me. You feel me? You already know. I'm not here to protect fighters. I'm not here to protect promoters. I'm not here to push narratives. I am here specifically to tell the truth. You understand what I'm saying? I am here specifically to tell the truth. And today's truth is really, truly just about business, man. Because boxing fans love to talk about ducking. You know what I'm saying? We love to talk about a whole bunch of shit, but very few people understand what ducking really looks like. You feel me? Ducking is like one of these overly used terms. You understand what I'm saying? It's one of these overly used terms within the sport. You feel me? Ducking, and he's boring, and he's a weight bully, and blah, 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 blah. You understand what I'm saying? And people don't understand what ducking actually looks like. Sometimes ducking is not saying no. Like, there's strategic ducking. You feel me? Sometimes ducking is not just saying no. You understand? Sometimes it's making sure that your asking price is so high that it's a guarantee that the other party is going to say no. And that's where today's conversation starts. You feel me? Well, let me give y'all a little bit of history. Matter of fact, let me give you from my perspective, because I really don't say much. I don't say much. I don't do a whole lot of who shot Johnny. You feel me? We fight all night TV. Salute to you. I don't do a whole lot of who shot Johnny. You know what I'm saying? We had and this was all, I've noticed that, and shout out to Floyd Schofield, shout out to his pops. You feel me? Shout out to his pops. I don't have no This is not there's no maliciousness. I don't have no beef. I don't have no problems. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe that there's beef, such a thing as beef on the internet. You feel me? No way. You understand what I'm saying? But I don't have no problem with them. We featured Kid Austin in the Punch Junkie magazine. Salute to Brent Fox. You know what I'm saying? Like, we've covered them. Like, we've saluted, we've supported them on the platform, so on and so forth. You know what I'm saying? I noticed this very, very weird energy when it comes to Abdullah Mason. I've noticed this very, very weird energy from that side when it comes to Abdullah Mason. You understand what I'm saying? There's this conversation about who Abdullah is, who he ain't. He's not that good. He's not this. He's not that. I'm paraphrasing. There's a whole bunch of strange energy when it comes to Abdullah Mason. We had Abdullah Mason 2 weeks ago fight undefeated lightweight contender Albert Prince Bell in a matchup in Cleveland, Ohio. We were in the building. You feel me? It was a very, very highly contested fight. It was exciting for those of us that know, and those of us who have been following the career of Albert Prince Bell, as well as the career of Abdullah Mason. It was an exciting fight. It was something we were looking forward to. It was finally an opportunity for Albert Bell to get a world title fight, which was something that has been eluding him over the totality of his 13-year career, because he has been ducked. He has been ducked by all of the top guys in and around his division, starting at 130. You feel me? So yes, everybody, all of your favorite fighters that fight in and around 130 that are at the top, that have had world titles, have ducked Albert Prince Bell. All of them. You understand what I'm saying? And if they come out and say they haven't, they're lying. They all have danced around a fight with Albert Prince Bell. He has been a mandatory. He has held down mandatory positions for multiple years, and fighters have been allowed to maneuver around him strategically. His first shot at a world title came at the hands of his Aki, Abdullah Mason, his Muslim brother. So we were excited for that fight. That fight was tremendous. That fight was tremendous. We knew that it was a dangerous fight for going in for Abdullah Mason. I actually picked Albert Prince Bell to win. I picked Albert Prince Bell to edge it out. I was wrong, ate my crow. You feel me? But going into the fight, I told you all that I felt that like it was an opportunity for Abdullah Mason to show me that he is exactly who I think he is, and that's what he did. So this is where the weird shit comes in, because I'm listening, and all you got to do is just watch and listen and think your own thoughts. The War Report, you feel me? All right, fellas, salute to my brother. He said 2 dangerous, undefeated fighters in a row. Respect, #respect due. Rob Singleton said Bell was ducked so much at Top Rank, they had to release him because no one would fight him. They had to release him. Kim J Network in the building. What's up with you, homie? And this is the stuff that we've been on. We've been talking about it. Those of y'all who have been around the platform, you know that we've been singing Albert's praises forever. You understand? Albert Prince Bell is my guy. You feel me? Abdullah Mason is my guy. I love these dudes. So anyway, this is where the weird shit comes in, because the fight went the way that it went. If you hadn't seen the fight, then go and check it out. It was an excellent fight. Abdullah Mason ends up scoring a 12th round stoppage. Poppa Schofield comes out, and what was his first order of business? His first order of business was to do something that would, quote unquote, poo-poo on Abdullah Mason. And what he did was he came in with sending a heartfelt message to Albert Prince Bell, saying, man, that was funny, Dunny. You did exactly what you were supposed to do, man. You were winning that fight, man. You know, they need to check they need to do something. You know, and he was sending a supportive message to Albert Prince Bell. You understand what I'm saying? He was literally reached out and sent via social media a heart to Albert Bell saying, look, man, keep your head up. We saw that. It was funny. We know exactly what's going on. Blah, 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 blah. He did that. That was the first thing he did. I'm talking Sunday morning. I know it was early because I seen the message on social media before I even left Cleveland. I'm looking at it like, oh, okay, damn. You know what I'm saying? And then sometime down the line, in the next day or so, Poppa Schofield, in an attempt to quote unquote poo-poo on Abdullah Mason, starts talking about Albert Bell ain't shit. I'm paraphrasing. He starts talking about he ain't shit. He ain't this. He ain't that. I mean, this guy, who is this guy really, man? Blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, damn, homie. Like, damn, bruh. And this is what I be saying about like, man, at some point we got to get back to being men, bro. Like if you like, bro, you can't flip flop and be wishy-washy. You can't say this thing and then say that thing because in real life, like, bro, when you deal with men, if a man is talking out both sides of his neck, you're going to look like, huh? First, you was just praising the dude, saying the dude got robbed, saying he put on a fantastic performance and it was great and so on and so forth. Then in the next fight, in the next breath, you talking about, man, he ain't shit. Who is he? I'm paraphrasing. Who is he really? He ain't done nothing. We don't know who he is. He's not nothing. He's pillow fisted. He's this, he's that. Our kid would have stopped him in the first round. Like, damn, bro. And so you feel me? I got to look at that, bro. Like, that's a little weird to me. I can't speak for nobody but me. Like I told y'all, I spend my own money. I think my own thoughts. I speak my own mind. I hold my own nuts. I'm dangerous. That's weird to me. That's a little strange, man. That's a little peculiar. It's a little peculiar. Man, he was over there where he always at, Cam. He was, you don't really see him nowhere except over with Mill City. Salute to Mill City. He was over there with Mill City, man, being messy. That's messy shit. He was being messy. I'm like, so it goes from, Albert fought a hell of a fight, man. It shouldn't have been stopped, man. He was robbed. I'm paraphrasing. It goes from that to he ain't shit, nigga, and we would have stopped him in the first round. Like, damn, cuz. you feel me? Like, damn. And so I'm looking at it and I'm like, this is the problem. The problem is that he's taking every opportunity to try to slander Abdullah Mason. And that's what this is. Like, I understand it, but it's the man. But you end up talking out both sides of your neck. You feel me? In an environment where it's these dudes are so weird, man. It's so weird. Salute to Mari Nation Sports Podcast. What's up with you? Salute to Be About It Farms in the building. He said he don't sound like a man when he talk, so he can flip flop like the feminine vibes he gives off. Leave that Transformers alone. Leave that Transformer alone, Junior. Nah, man, I ain't, man. Shout out to Poppa Schofield, man. I ain't, hey, bro. I ain't gonna do that to him. Rob Singleton said they carrying that Farmer win like they won the World Cup, man. Salute to Tevin Farmer, man. But this is what I'm saying, though, bro. This is what I'm saying. And I ain't, and at some point, man, we got to be for real, bro. Like, to sit there and to sing the man's praises and talk about the hell of a fight that he did and what he did and how he was robbed, then turn around and talk about how he was, you poo-poo on him and he ain't nothing and we would have stopped him in the first round and blah, 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 blah. You know what I'm saying? I'm paraphrasing. Kid stops him early, I'm like, okay. I'm weird. This is weird to me. I'm not going to lie to you. This is weird to me. Because we all know Albert Bell is Albert Bell. Albert Bell's been being ducked for years. 13-year career. This is his first title shot on a 10-day notice. When he was preparing to fight somebody else, Albert Bell has been him. You understand what I'm saying? On top of the fact that Albert Bell's been ducked by everybody, including Shakur Stevenson. Yeah. Who? Shakur Stevenson just happened to be, man, y'all really want to, we ain't got to take it through the mud. We ain't got to take it through the mud. But we were highly anticipating a Shakur Stevenson versus Kid Austin fight. You feel me? And it was some funny dunny business at the end, you feel me, that kept that fight from happening the day or two before the fight. You understand what I'm saying? So, like, man, Kim J Network said Kid Austin hasn't even been in the ring in a year. He literally ducked Shakur and JoJo Diaz last year, as well as along with Abdullah. Be About a Farm said that wild stuff he said about being poisoned and all that. Who would give dude a platform to speak again after that, man? Hey, man, people who won't views, man, clicks. You know what I'm saying? People who like, some people like to interview fighters. Like there are people who pull fighters up and boxers and boxing pundits up on their channels, and they don't even speak their own mind. They just let them talk. But anyway, so I'm looking at, once again, like I said, I'm looking at the strangeness of this I don't know, man, like this just having Abdullah on the brain that much and figuring that and just taking opportunities to take shots at Abdullah, when the fact of the matter is, I guess we can jump back into it. Let's establish the facts. Let's establish the facts. Because facts matter. Facts matter. Facts matter. Be About a Farm said he stole our passport and he poisoned us, bruh. Laugh out like, hey man, I ain't, bruh. I'm cooling, man. I don't even, you feel me? I'm cooling. I'm cooling, bruh. I'm cooling, man. I be trying not to do this because I don't believe in his messiness, but I ain't standing for no Ohio slander, bro. I ain't standing for no Ohio slander, bro. Especially from slander for fighters that's doing it the right way. You understand what I'm saying? So let's establish the facts, because the facts matter. Abdullah Mason's side, Top Rank, Jay Prince, they made an offer. They made an offer for a fight between Kid Austin and Abdullah Mason. That's not a rumor. That's not internet gossip. You feel me? That's been publicly acknowledged. Floyd Schofield Sr. himself acknowledged receiving an offer to fight Abdullah Mason. So let's kill one narrative immediately. Let's kill it. Nobody can honestly say that Mason never wanted that fight. So when you hear shit, when I hear motherfuckers say, hey man, Abdullah doesn't want to fight Kid. He doesn't want to fight Kid. Like there would never, Abdullah's never gonna fight Kid. See, this is what I'm talking about. Like, as a man, like we gotta at some point, we gotta start separating the fat from the meat. We gotta stop. You feel me? We gotta, so this is a news flash, and let me help you all. You don't send offers for fights that you don't want. As a fighter, as a team, as a record label community and crew, you don't send offers for fights that you don't want. You don't, not even a little bit. You understand what I'm saying? Not even a little bit. You know why? Because a motherfucker might want to whoop your ass bad enough that they actually take the bullshit offer. And you don't run the risk of that for fights that you don't want. Like, I'm finna take my time today. So y'all gonna be, you know, I don't be doing these long live streams. This one might go a little long today, because we got to kill these narratives. You don't send offers for fights you don't want. So that Abdullah Mason doesn't want to fight Kid Austin shit is dead. It's dead. An offer was sent. You feel me? Because according to both camps, and y'all know Abdullah and his team, they don't do a whole lot of talking. That kid don't do a whole lot of talking. But both camps, according to both camps, the offer existed. Now, once we establish that, the conversation changes. You feel me? So now every time that you hear Abdullah Mason doesn't want to fight Kid Austin, or that Abdullah Mason will never fight Kid Austin, now when you start to hear that, you should start to realize that you're hearing some bullshit. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm stupid, but once I start hearing bullshit, then I start thinking, what else is bullshit? Kim J, you don't hear me though. Once I start hearing bullshit, then I'm like, what else is bullshit? That sounds like some bullshit. And that sounds like some bullshit too. Nah, that's some bullshit. You feel me? And I'm talking, and I'm not finna, like, I ain't finna go crazy. You understand what I'm saying? I could, but a lot of stuff that I hear is bullshit just from knowing how the business works. You feel me? Just from knowing, salute to my brother Stormy B Man in the building. Just from knowing how the business of boxing works, and just from knowing how the business of sports and entertainment works. Because I'm one of those. You feel me? I ain't one of these. I'm one of those. I understand how sports and entertainment works. I understand marketing. You feel me? I understand. I understand different sources of revenue that come in. I understand revenue generation within the field, the area of sports and entertainment. I'm actually credentialed in it. Have a master's degree in the shit. You feel me? I ain't one of them. I'm one of those. So I understand. So when I hear shit, I'm like, that's not right. And I hear some other shit, that's not right. But I stay solid, cross my heart, hope to die. I'm not here to poo-poo on what people say or what people do or what people pretend or what people are pretending to do or speaking to do, because they might be manifesting. You might be speaking stuff as if it exists, which I can't do nothing but respect. So you speak it as if it exists. And until it exists, man, do your thing. But what we not finna do is poo-poo on Abdullah Mason. Like, that's not what we finna do. Nah. And I'm stupid, right? But I'm thinking, bro, you don't get to write. And I'm old. I'm an old man. I'm 48 years old, man. I'm older. You understand what I'm saying? So for me, this is where I'm at with it, Stormy. This is where I'm at with it, bro. You got this and that to say about this camp. You got an offer to fight that camp. The offer was refused or didn't come to pass for whatever reasons. So now we can move on and we can start talking about that camp. So why do we keep talking about fights that you don't want? Yeah. The offer existed. And once we establish that the offer existed, the conversation changes. The issue isn't whether or not there was an offer. The issue is, why didn't we get the fight? So the issue is not, was there an offer? The issue is, why didn't we get the fight? So now, Abdullah Mason, 22 years old, currently the youngest, I believe he's the youngest world champion in the sport of boxing. He has the WBO World Lightweight Championship. He just defended it versus Albert Prince Bell in Cleveland, Ohio, man, on July 4th, 2026, under the fireworks. It was incredible. You feel me? Floyd Schofield, who just got ducked by Tank Davis. You know I'm going to give Floyd. Man, I like Floyd Schofield. I like Floyd Schofield. He in June, over a year ago now, he's been out of the ring for over a year, 2025. He knocked out Tevin Farmer in the first round, a devastating knockout, man, over there in Anaheim, California. Salute to Kid Austin, man. He's a little inactive for my taste, especially being so young. He's a little inactive for my taste, especially being so young. He's a little inactive for a motherfucker who has all this money that's attached to marketing and these endorsements and all these millions and millions of dollars in endorsement. He's a little active. He's a little unknown for a motherfucker that got millions and millions and millions of dollars in endorsement money. He's a little unknown. Few people don't really know who he is. You understand what I'm saying? A few people don't know who he is, man. To have millions and millions of dollars in endorsement money. allegedly. But you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, I like Kid, man. I like Kid. I like Kid a whole lot. I do. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like with him being his age and Abdullah being his age, I believe that they're missing out on a tremendous opportunity not fighting because, once again, the greatest fighters in the sport of boxing have rivals. And that is a rivalry that could possibly get cracking where we could have these fighters, you know what I'm saying, that you know, fight multiple times throughout their careers, you know what I'm saying, and you know, work their way up into contention through and fight at different divisions, so on and so forth. You feel me? And that's just that. You know what I'm saying? But I'm you know, at the end of the day, we just like to pretend. And I'm going to tell you, one of the most popular fighters, and this is my thing with black fighters and why you actually need to be sticking together and need to be working together. You need to be making the fights. Y'all need to be promoting one another and not poo-pooing on one another. And I'm going to tell you why. And this is one of my whole reasons for this. One of the most popular fighters in the sport of boxing is who? Shakur Stevenson. He is one of the most popular boxers, one of the most familiar faces in the modern landscape of the sport of boxing. You feel me? He just had a big old blowout with Shannon Sharp on Shannon Sharp's show and so on and so forth. And all of that good stuff. Stephen L. the Mizak, what's up with you, homie? And so I'm looking at it like, okay, Shakur is one of the most popular fighters in the sport of boxing. This is why black fighters should stick together. And this is why I be knowing that a lot of these fighters aren't as popular as we think, and people don't know who they are. This is Shakur Stevenson last night at the MMA match, at the Conor McGregor fight. And you can't see this, but they you know how they point out celebrities during the fight? They called this motherfucker Jalen Williams. They called him motherfucker Jalen Williams. They thought he was Jalen Williams from the Oklahoma City Thunder. Man, don't nobody know who you are. So while y'all sitting here doing all this poo-pooing on each other and trying to undercut each other and backbite each other, don't nobody know who the hell y'all are. So y'all not working together is insane to me. Y'all not coming together and make shit happen is insane to me. Y'all not supporting each other is insane to me. Y'all not fighting each other when you get the opportunities. It's insane to me. They call this motherfucker Jalen Williams. Period. Be About It Farm says, when you know the father of a fighter more than the fighter, that's a problem. And what is we talking about, man? So now let's talk about the quote, man. Let's talk about the quote. Y'all don't even know. Y'all like, this is what I be saying. Like, and this ain't no disrespect, y'all, but it's a whole world of boxing outside of Tank Davis, outside of Devin Haney, outside of Shakur Stevenson. You feel me? Outside of the shit that y'all hear people talk about day in and day out, it's a whole world of boxing that's going on, right? So when I say that there's a quote, there's a famous quote. Yesterday's price ain't today's price is the quote. It's popular. It's catchy. It actually sounds powerful. Yeah, it sounds good. You feel me? It sounds good. You know, it has to make business sense. Here's my problem. Now I'm a nerd out for a second, and I'm really gonna talk about this. I'm gonna talk this talk for a second. You feel me? I'm gonna come out of my fan role for a brief second, and I'm gonna talk. Cause I told y'all, I have a masterful hold on this shit with regard to sports and entertainment. Yesterday's price ain't today's price, man. Sound good. Sound powerful. Has to make business sense. Here's the problem. Your price has to match your market. Your price has to match your market. Everybody wants to get paid. I have absolutely no issue with fighters maximizing their earning. Matter of fact, I encourage it. Get your money because it's a good chance you're not going to be here long. Get your money. But let's ask a simple question. What has Floyd Schofield done to justify a $2.5 million guarantee against Abdullah Mason? not what he might become. We're talking about the resume. Who has he beaten? What championship title does he hold? What pay-per-view numbers have been generated? Hell, what gate is generated? Those are results. Those are business questions. You feel me? A lot of y'all don't have no idea what I'm talking about. Hopefully, and I'm not gonna give it all to y'all because I want y'all to go do some research. I want y'all to do some deep diving. I want y'all to go do some deep diving. My brother B about a farm said Mason didn't even have a belt yet. Who's paying those purses? You feel me? B about a farm said, he said, man, my family is from Newark. That he said that boy could walk down Broad and Market at high noon and ain't but a handful of folks finna stop Shakur downtown. They gonna keep pushing, bro. They're gonna keep pushing. Like, bro, your prices have to match your market. You feel me? And that's why these entities like Al Heyman with the PBC, you feel me? And now Turkey Al Sheik, where they come in throwing this money around, that's why it doesn't last, because your price has to match your market, period. Point blank, end of discussion. Your price has to match your market. And fighters be having fights they don't fight at home, and when they do fight at home, they don't pack the arena. Your fight has to match your market. And when we talk about Kid, because I know their Kid is in Austin, you feel me? But every time, he fought, like we see him on other cards. I'm not familiar with his early career, so I don't know what houses he's packed out. I don't know what arenas he's packed out. I heard his father talk about that stuff, but I have to see with my own eyes. You feel me? I have to see the numbers. I have to see the numbers for myself. Yeah. Yeah, we got business questions. But in my opinion, man, there's a fine line between confidence and confusion. You feel me? Confidence says, I believe I can beat somebody. Confusion says, pay me like I've already beat everybody. Did you hear what I said? There's a fine line between confidence and confusion. Period. Yeah. Kim J said overpaying fighters of the worth over their worth never lasts long. Overpaying fighters of their worth never lasts long. That's a fact. Kim J said these companies want an ROI on these events. And I hear people say stuff like, these are billions, these are billionaires and billionaires and billionaires and billionaires. And let me explain something to y'all about billionaires, man. You don't get to be a billionaire by wasting money. You feel me? You don't get to be a billionaire by wasting money. Like, you don't. Motherfuckers that have money look to make money. They want ROIs. These companies want return on investment. So they don't just throw money down a dark hole, and it doesn't last for long. Yeah. Be About a Farm said, bro, we've been saying it for years. The money ain't there. They still looking for that PBC money from back in 2016. That money gone. Like, that money gone, bro. It's been gone. DOGG 215. Salute to you, homie. He said, long time. I know. Is you a cop, Jay Reed? Is you a cop? Nah, KMJ, ain't nobody in business to lose money, bro. That's over with. And that money gone. And the money's gone because you motherfuckers refuse to put on the best fights. That's just it. But there's a fine line between confidence and confusion. Once again, confidence says, I believe I can beat anybody. Confusion says, pay me like I've already beat everybody. That shit ain't the same, man. It ain't the same thing. Like, this is prize fighting, but it's also a prize business. You don't negotiate from emotions. You negotiate from leverage. And here's where I think Team Schofield made a mistake. They confused future value, because I like Kid Austin. I think he's exciting. He's young. I like his style. You know what I mean? He's aggressive. I love it. You feel me? But with present value, those are completely different currencies, bro. Those are completely different currencies. We talking two totally different things. And instead of making a fair price for the fight that was what it was at that level, we got a bunch of confusion. Period. But I'm trying to tell you, man, we don't. The energy got to be the same, man. You feel me? The energy got to be the same. The energy for, man, I'm going entirely too long. The energy for the negotiations need to be the same energy that we talking when we get this camera in our face. You feel me? When we get this camera in our face, when we poo-pooing on fighters. Everybody keep using the word leverage, man. Like leverage. All right, let's define leverage. Leverage isn't what you think you're worth. Leverage is what happens. You feel me? If you walk away, ask yourself this. If Floyd Schofield says no, like if he say no, can Abdullah Mason find another meaningful fight? Absolutely. You feel me? How many meaningful fights have Abdullah Mason had since Floyd Schofield said no? I'm just trying to help it. Now let's flip the coin. How many meaningful fights has Floyd Schofield had since he said no to Abdullah Mason? Bro, I'm not taking no slander from no Ohio fighters. Did you hear what I said? Stormy B-Man, bro, did you hear what I said? Since Floyd Schofield said no to Abdullah Mason, how many meaningful fights has Abdullah Mason had? How many times have we seen Abdullah Mason in meaningful, exciting fights since Floyd Schofield said no to him? Vice versa. How many meaningful, I said meaningful, exciting fights have we seen Floyd Schofield in since they said no to an Abdullah Mason fight? Be About It says, shit, remember that money was first throwing out there. They don't do that anymore. Now it's over with. He said, the zone ain't throwing out that bread like when they first came on the scene either. Nah, bro. They partnering with everybody. It ain't no takeover no more. Yeah, they it's this, man, please. They partnering with everybody. KMJ Network said traditional boxing will always be here. All the companies under one roof now, while these other guys over at Zuffa fighting in the basement with low-level competition. All the smoke at the zone. Shit crazy. Yeah, it's crazy, but it's gonna filter out because the goal is for everybody to end up in at Zuffa fighting for a minimal amount of bread. They're trying to control that shit. You understand what I'm saying? But it's gonna implode, man, and I'm gonna tell you why it's gonna implode. It's gonna implode, and maybe I shouldn't get this. I probably shouldn't get this. I'm gonna tell you why it's gonna implode. Fuck it. I'm gonna say it. I might have to delete this show because I'll be giving up too much. It's gonna implode because right now what you have is you have money being siphoned from MMA. And they have figured out a way to siphon money from MMA and put it in the sport of boxing. And if you hear anybody take this, and you know they be over here stealing. So if you hear somebody coming over here borrowing these talking points and don't say shout out to JuniorTheTruth, shout out to the Punch Junkie Podcast, you know they out of pocket. But if you look at last night's Conor McGregor fight, think about that. Look at last night's Conor McGregor fight. They had, I believe it was a $25 million gate. You understand what I'm saying? They have a $25 million gate over for the MMA fight. Those fighters, it's only probably maybe two fighters on that card that cleared $1 million for their purses, right? And now you got Zuffa, who's going to be signing boxers for multi-million-dollar contracts. They are siphoning money from the MMA to the sport of boxing, meanwhile paying those fighters peanuts. And the ultimate goal is for those fighters to be over there in the same space. Totally 100% controlled. You're welcome. My brother Stormy B-Man said the feminine mindset and actions from Schofield dad ain't helping. He speaks with his feelings over business matters, too sassy and nonsensible. Tay-Tay said Junior in the kitchen cooking is too hot. Kim J Network said Abdullah and Top Rank offered Kid Austin $1 million. Kid Austin hasn't even made $1 million in a fight. And they upped the price to $2.5 million. Recently, they said they need $10 million for the Abdullah fight. Meanwhile, they signed to Oscar De La Hoya and Golden Boy Promotions for 5 years for $5 million. So you mean to tell me you want to charge half of your fucking contract with Golden Boy Promotions for one fight? You want half of your contract for one fight? My brother Mahari Nation says I'm staying silent. I'm staying silent on this topic because there's no argument. DOG215 said Floyd faking until he made. And I ain't got no beat. I ain't got no problem with nobody manifesting. I ain't got no problem with nobody, you know what I'm saying, making it do what it do. I ain't got no problem with that. But what we not going to do is we not going to be poo-pooing on Ohio fighters that's out here doing it that one way. That's out here doing it that one way. Now, we ain't finna do that. Be About It Foreign says, really, when you look at it, it's really just the zone and Turkey putting on the real cards. Top Rank PBC realistically are currently being absorbed by the zone and Turkey. That's a fact. Tay-Tay says Zuf is gonna be like the UFC, shaking my head. Cam J Network said nobody care about Zuffa boxing. They don't right now, bro, just like nobody cared about the zone. But it's gonna be a time when they got to, bro. Yeah, it's gonna be a time when they have to. Tay-Tay said cooking. Talk, Junior. Salute, Cam. Y'all be sure to go check out Cam J Network, man. Salute. Nah, man, it's gonna be. Tay-Tay said they don't even know who Shakur was last. Laugh out loud. He said Dana was heated. I know he was, because Shakur Stevenson is the flagship signing for Zuffa boxing, and then you get on here and you call the motherfucker Jalen Williams. Might have did it on purpose. Tay-Tay said I've been saying that from the beginning. It's gonna be like UFC. Boy, y'all ain't here. Y'all ain't here going ham. Be About It Foreign said, he said, move money from one sector to another, just like they do in the markets. It's a fact, bro. You siphon that shit out. And that's what it is. But if you a UFC fighter, think about this. If you a UFC fighter, and let's say these motherfuckers that's been fighting for years, you understand what I'm saying? Let's say you a Max Holloway. You feel me? And shout out to the No Name MMA podcast. Salute to my brother, the guy. You feel me? Y'all can be able to come check us out, man. We'll be over there cooking tonight. I'm not sure what time it is, man. I'll send a notification to you all. But it's the No Name MMA podcast, man. Salute. We're gonna be over there cooking it up from last night. And Max Holloway is on our pound for pound greatest MMA fighters of all time, right? And if you Max Holloway and you just had that fight last night, salute to my brother Drew Tight in a building, right? And you looking at motherfucker sign Shakur Stevenson for a multi-million-dollar deal, and you just had that fight and been fighting, you looking at Zuffa crazy. These fighters are these MMA fighters are gonna be looking at these dudes crazy, and it's gonna implode. Tay-Tay said the only thing I like about MMA is that it is not that many sanctioning bodies. Yeah. It's just one belt. It's just one belt. Stormy B-Man said that was only because they couldn't call him shitty cuz on broadcast. Salute to Stormy B-Man. Yeah. So man, at the end of the day though, man, let me get back, because y'all done took me off on Zuffa. Y'all done took me off. once again, like I said, man, from the time that Schofield said no, how many meaningful fights has Abdullah Mason had? And on the vice versa, how many meaningful fights has Floyd Schofield had? I told y'all, Floyd Schofield, to be that young, right? The youngin, that kid had one fight in 2025. It's now July 2026. He ain't been in the ring in over a year. You feel me? He fought Tevin Farmer in 2025. That was his only fight in 2025. He had 2 fights in 2024. He fought Renee Giron. He fought Estero Cerro. You understand what I'm saying? He had 4 fights in 2023, and I believe that's when he appeared in the Punch Junkie magazine. The kid was active. He fought Richard Torres, Haskell Rhodes, Jesus Leon. You feel me? And Alberto Mercado. I'm reading the names on BoxRec. I don't know none of these motherfuckers. The only person I know that he's fought is Tevin Farmer. You understand what I'm saying? And it was an old retired, near retirement Tevin Farmer. You know what I'm saying? But you know, nonetheless, yeah, nonetheless. And then we looked at, like I said, since that no, you feel me, around that time of that no for the fight, my boy Abdullah Mason has fought Jeremiah Nakatila, he's fought Sam Noakes, and now Albert Bell. And all of those dudes, he's fought 3. No, not 3. He's fought 2 undefeated fighters back to back, 2 undefeated quote unquote world class fighters. Yeah. So we gotta keep this. So if Floyd Schofield says no, or when he said no, can Top Rank move on with Abdullah Mason? Can they move forward? Absolutely. Can Mason continue building his career? Absolutely. Now reverse it. If Schofield keeps saying no, what happens? Does the leverage, that's the leverage conversation. If he says no, what happens? He had 1 fight in 2025. 1 fight. And they've worked their way and they've leveraged and they're and they've been ducked by Tank Davis. I've acknowledged that. You understand what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, you know what I mean? Some people will look at it, some people will say, hey man, what has he done to deserve the Tank Davis fight? He's worked his way up the rankings, which, you know, if we go by the rankings, even though we know the rankings can be compromised, but if we go by the rankings, he's done everything he needed to do to be a WBA mandatory, so he should get his shot. But as far as at the negotiation table, what has he done to make that a lucrative fight? What has he done to make that a lucrative fight? Yeah. So that's the leverage conversation. Leverage ain't confidence, man. Leverage is options. Leverage is options. And right now, I truly believe Abdullah Mason has more options than Floyd Schofield. Floyd Schofield will get a title, hopefully, if he goes in and he gets this win versus, I think his name is Lucas Body. You know, hopefully. But we'll see. And they don't even have that fight. That fight isn't even scheduled. And we looking at it like, man, why are these dudes so inactive, man? Like, why are they these youngins so inactive? And Lucas Body he's a Canadian and he's 20-0. 5'9". Hey man, 15 wins by way of knockout. And Kid is 19-0. You know what I'm saying? Kid is 19-0, 5'7". He got 13 wins by way of knockout. Man, we going anyway, man. So once again, why I don't even want to talk about this shit no more. Cause I do want to talk about it, but I'm outdone, man. I'm outdone. So let's address the other part. Team Schofield said that we took a 5-year Golden Boy deal. You understand what I'm saying? They took a 5-year deal for Golden Boy. If you know, you know. Black fighter, Golden Boy, if you know, you know. But anyway, we took a 5-year Golden Boy deal. I got no issues with that. You know what I'm saying? If that's the better long-term business decision, then take it. You know what I'm saying? That's your absolute right. You feel me? But don't turn around and act like the Mason fight wasn't realistic. You understand what I'm saying? Those are two different conversations. One is we chose another business opportunity. You feel me? The other is Mason never wanted to fight. Like them two different. Mason never wanted that fight. Them two different things. And those are not the same statement. You feel me? We got to keep the conversation honest. You signed with Golden Boy, 5 years, $5 million. You understand what I'm saying? Which is another signing with Golden Boy in this day and age is it's just another hurdle to get big fights. You feel me? It's another hurdle to get big fights. You was already over there doing business with the Saudis. You was already over in Saudi Arabia was it Saudi? Yeah, I think it was Saudi Arabia in order to have the Shakur Stevenson fight and so on and so forth. So, at this juncture, my personal opinion, you should just be doing business directly with Turk Al-Sheikh. But, whatever. I ain't taking no Ohio fighter slander, man. Let me get back on this so I can get out of here. Because I really feel like this shit is really, like we didn't already really buried the shit. You know what I'm saying? It's really already done. And I ain't even like, I'm really not. And I'm to be honest with you all, I'm really dancing around my talking points because I ain't trying to do too much on this. I ain't trying to do too much on this internet. Like I ain't trying to do too much on this podcast. You know what I mean? I'm trying to keep it clean and I'm trying to keep it straight because I support these fighters. I really truly do. But what we're not gonna do is we're not gonna stand for no slander especially of Ohio fighters that's carrying it the way it's supposed to be carried. You know what I mean? No different than, you know what I'm saying? I don't stand for slander of fighters that's trying to do this shit the right way. No way, nowhere across the board. You feel me? Like I'm not finna do it. Yeah, I'm not finna do it. Like we can't do it. We can't do it. So something that keeps impressing me about Abdullah Mason, my Ohio fighter, he keeps saying yes. He fought Albert Bell. That's a dangerous fight. It's a dangerous fight versus an undefeated fighter that's been ducked by everybody. Not because it was easy, but because it was available. You feel me? That's becoming a pattern with Abdullah Mason. The boy say he got an appetite for smoke. And he's showing it. You say something and then you do it. That's the difference. That's man shit. You feel me? If you say something and then you go out and do it. I'm all behind in the chat, man. My fault, y'all. Salute to Jerry Gers. I'm sorry if I butchered your name. He said Mason Bell was a great fight where both fighters won. Bell made me a fan. We'll be waiting to watch his next fight. That's a fact. Be About a Farm said, what'd he say, Junior? Man, I ain't doing that, bro. So we can support these fighters and still make fun of their goofy ass daddies, bro. We can, bro. These boys be out here tripping. Mahari Nation said, one thing's for certain, you remain loyal to fighters from Ohio, even to a fault sometimes. Man, ain't no fault when you stay solid, bro. Ain't no fault when you stay solid. You know what I'm saying? But once again, Albert Bell was a dangerous fight. Abdullah Mason keeps saying yes, bro. You understand what I'm saying? And Mason, and Mason, he ain't talking about proving that he's fearless. He's behaving like it. Like that's different. When your actions consistently match your words, people gonna take notice. And that's the stuff that people get on board with. I'm talking about real people get on board with that. And that's how reputations are built. You feel me? And that's one of the big problems that Shakur is having. Bro, your words, your actions ain't matching your words. Abdullah Mason's actions is matching his words, period. And that's just it. Now, let me make this clear, man. This is not an attack on Floyd Schofield, man. Once again, I like Kid Austin. I think he can fight. I think he's talented. You feel me? I think he's one of the better young lightweights in the sport. This conversation really truly ain't about him, man. This is about leadership, bro. This is about management. This is about expectations. You feel me? Because fathers, managers, and trainers have tremendous influence over their careers, and sometimes the people trying hardest to protect a fighter accidentally delay the very opportunities that build greatness. You understand what I'm saying? And that's not about criticism. That's reality. You feel me? That's not criticism, bro. That's reality. Yeah. And you know what this has done, though? I'm gonna tell you the truth. This is what this has done. Like this Abdullah Mason slander, this back and forth. Every time I hear like Floyd Schofield Sr., man, Poppa Schofield be going out his way to say shit about Abdullah Mason. You feel me? He be going out his way to say that he be going out his way. He be going out his way, bro, to say stuff about Abdullah Mason. So let's put business to the side. Now I can get back to being a fan. I don't like putting the business hat on because I'm in the business of the sport of boxing. Like I am the business of boxing because I'm a fan. You understand what I'm saying? And it all comes down to me, and I wish more fans understood that. But let's put the business aside because eventually the contracts get signed or they don't. The checks get written or they don't. But at the end of the day, we watch boxing for one reason: the fights. You feel me? The fights. And family, I'm going to say this. If Abdullah Mason and Floyd, Kid Austin Schofield ever step into the same ring, we got a real fight. Ain't no hype, no social media. We got a real fight. You understand what I'm saying? If they ever get in a fight, we got a real fight. And I'm going to say this. If Floyd Schofield gets that title versus Lucas Body whenever they fight, hopefully in the next couple months, I am pushing, and you're going to see a push from me like you've never seen before. I am going to push for a unification bout between Abdullah Mason and Floyd Schofield. We need it. We need it. We need it. And I'm going to tell you this. If they ever get in the ring, man, we got a real fight. We got a real fight. And this is the thing that I hate in 2026. Stormy, I detest this. I got to get off of here. I detest this, Stormy. I absolutely hate when people say this guy beats that guy without ever explaining why. You feel me? Without ever explaining why. Over here, this is the last place in the world for real fans of the sweet science. We respect that science. We respect that science. You feel me? Because styles still make fights. And these two youngins, man, they have completely different identities inside the ring. Abdullah Mason is controlled aggression. And I seen some shit from Abdullah in there versus Albert Bell that, man, he got controlled aggression. He's southpaw, explosive, creative. He's offensively gifted. He wants to make you uncomfortable. Yeah, he wanna speed. He wants to speed the fight up, and he don't want to look He don't want to look reckless. You feel me, Stormy? He don't want to look reckless, bro. Kid Austin is much more structured. He's athletic. He's sharp. I think he's patient. I think he has excellent reflexes. He likes creating mistakes. I think he's comfortable boxing at range. He's comfortable making you reach. He's comfortable making you frustrated, but he's also comfortable pressing the action. You feel me? He's also comfortable pressing the action. That motherfucker will come in there and get you. He'll come in there and get you. And that's why, man, this fight fascinates me. Yeah. I think when they get in the ring, neither one of them are going to naturally want the same fight. You understand what I'm saying? Now let me go back to talking about Abdullah. Because after the Albert Bell fight, I don't think we're looking at the same fighter anymore. We're not looking at the same fighter no more. I ain't accepting no slander and no Ohio fighters. You feel me? We're not looking at the same fighter no more. Before Bell, I think I knew he was talented, but now I know he's adaptable. That's different. Against Bell, he had problems. Like, he had real problems. He didn't dominate early. He had to think. He had to adjust. He had to trust his corner. Then he completely changed the fight with the body work. That's growth. That's growth. Now every opponent has to deal with something new. Not just Mason's speed, not just his power. Now they have to deal with Mason, with his patience. And that makes him exponentially more dangerous. Yeah. Now I got to be fair. Kid Austin, regardless of how his pops acts, Kid Austin is not a social media fighter, man. He's not. He's not a social media fighter. You feel me? I think that Schofield Sr., I think his pops, he just then took the Bill Haney blueprint and he just doing it. He's running his rendition of the Bill Haney blueprint. You feel me? That's what he's doing. You know what I mean? He's coming online. He's talking to people that'll listen to him. He's found a home over at Mill City. Salute to Mill City. And he's just making it do what it do. That's just it. You understand what I'm saying? But Kid Schofield is not a social media fighter. The young man can box, man. Excellent hand speed. I think he has good instincts. I think he has quick reaction. I think he's confident. I saw the explosion in there versus Tevin Farmer. You know what I mean? A fighter that, there was no respect for Tevin Farmer. Anything that Tevin Farmer was going to be throwing back. Granted, this was an older Tevin Farmer. Tevin Farmer had his moments of looking better in recent history, but he was just really outgunned by the youngin. I also think that Kid Austin understands distance. You feel me? And I think that's a tremendously underrated skill in the sport of boxing. Yeah. Everybody wants to talk about punching, but elite fighters understand positioning. And Kid Austin generally fights from positions of advantage, in my opinion. I don't think he wastes movement. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he chases unnecessary exchanges. I think he makes you earn your opportunities. Those are qualities that I just refuse to ignore. That's why I believe if this fight gets made, people expecting, I don't know, you just should expect some fireworks, man. You should expect some fireworks. Rob Singleton said Mason had a tough title shot and a tough first defense. Not many young fighters take those challenges. That's a fact. Yeah. But I just got questions, man. Like, these fights and potential fights, I just have questions. But I don't want to put the cart before the horse, because when they actually sign the fight, then I'll be over here just redoing my work. So I'm going to stop. All I'm going to say is, we didn't take the Mason fight. We needed $2.5 million to face Mason with no titles. Why is that? It can't be that Mason ain't shit and he's limited and he can't do nothing with Kid, but we won't take the fight. We need half of our current contract in order to take that fight. You feel me? It can't be. You can't have it both ways. Either he good or he ain't. You feel me? Either he good or he ain't. Either he one of them ones or he ain't. But you can't sit here and talk about how he ain't this and he ain't that, but then refuse to fight him. Because I'm telling you, none of the emphasis is put on why you didn't fight him. You feel me? Period. Because what it looks like, if you squint, you feel me? If you squint and tilt your head a little bit, it's you feel me? It's hard to take. It's hard to take the. It's hard for it not to look like he's being protected. You feel me? Yeah. It's hard, man. It's hard. It's hard. Yeah, it's hard. You got to stop protecting fighters. One of the worst things happening in the sport of boxing right now is that everybody wants to protect their investment. You feel me? They want to protect their record, want to protect their ranking. They want to protect the future payday. They want to protect the O. But I got to ask you. I'm talking to the real fans of the sweet science. I'm talking real fans of boxing. I got to ask you, if your fighter is truly elite, what exactly are you protecting him from? You protecting him from competition? If that's the answer, then maybe you don't believe in your fighter as much as you say you do. You feel me? Why are we putting all these stipulations in for Shakur to fight? Why? He either is or he ain't. Why are we putting all these stipulations in for these fighters? They either are or they ain't. You're protecting them from competition. And I never really understood, and I'm old school, I never understood building a career around avoiding difficult fights. Champions are not remembered because they avoided risks. They're remembered because they embraced the shits. You understand what I'm saying? And that's why we still talk about Hagler, Hearns, Leonard, Holyfield, Morales, Barrera, Ward, Crawford. You feel me? Those men didn't become legends by waiting for perfect business opportunities. They became legends by fighting, man. Period. And in my opinion, Abdullah Mason understands the assignment. He's consistently showed us he's willing. You feel me? And that shit is becoming a part of his identity, man. Look at what JG said. Mason is the throwback fighter. Boxing is finally getting back to who cares about the O. Superstars had losses back in the day. You feel me? Mason is willing. That's becoming a part of his identity, man. Albert Bell, let's do it. Dangerous style, let's do it. High expectations, let's do it. Pressure, let's do it. That's how reputations get built. Not on social media, family. Not on Twitter. You feel me? Not on Twitter. Inside the ropes. Every meaningful fight that Abdullah Mason accepts adds another brick to his foundation, period. Whether he wins or loses, because the fans remember the courage. They remember the ambition. They remember that the men that don't run toward comfort, period. And I believe that Team Schofield is playing the wrong game. I believe that Pops is playing the wrong game. You feel me? I genuinely believe that they're making a mistake, and it's not because they asking for more money. Everybody deserves to maximize their earnings. I don't care what you do. You should go to your work, go to your job. Those of y'all that off today, go in tomorrow. You understand what I'm saying? And ask for more money. Go ask for more money. Everybody deserves to maximize their earnings. But the timing matters. Leverage matters. Momentum matters. And you don't become a superstar by pricing yourself like one of them before you've actually become one. You understand what I'm saying? You don't become a superstar by smoking opportunities when you get them. You become a superstar by taking on and beating superstars. That's the formula. That's the formula. Think about it. What would beating Abdullah Mason do for Kid Austin? Everything, bro. Everything. It changes his profile. It changes his market value. It changes how fans view him. It changes how networks view him. It changes how promoters negotiate with him. Period. Sometimes the biggest payday comes after the biggest victory. And then it don't even necessarily got to be the biggest victory. It can be the biggest performance. Because now, think about it. How is the market value for Albert Bell now? It changes everything. It changed his profile. Albert Bell's market value went up. It changed his market value, changed his profile. It changed how fans view him. It changed how networks view him. It now changes how other promoters have to negotiate with him and his team. The biggest payday comes after the biggest performance in the biggest moments. Period. Not before it. You don't get to charge top dollar before you have the biggest performance in the biggest moments in your career. It don't work that way. And you look like a damn fool by acting as if it does. And you look like an even bigger fool by trying to poo-poo on the people who are actually doing it. You feel me? JG says, facts, Mason taking boxing back to the 80s and 90s vibe. So tired of the diva era. Win a title, expect a Floyd. Expect a Floyd bag. Nah, man, it's over with, man. It's over with. And JG said, and I'm gonna make something official like the ref with the whistle. JG said fighters want the money made paydays without putting in the pretty boy work. That phrase and that line of thought was birthed here on this platform. We literally were talking about that, and I was talking about the fact that Floyd Mayweather had two careers that nobody ever acknowledged. You had the pre-Oscar De La Hoya and the post-Oscar De La Hoya of Floyd Money Mayweather careers. And everybody wants the post Oscar De La Hoya paydays and never put in the pre-Oscar De La Hoya work. That's I don't know, boxing history fact, man. Now you didn't heard it remixed and over and over and over again, but nobody wants to. You had Pretty Boy and you had money. Motherfuckers want the money made paydays without the pretty boy work. And at the end of the day, man, it's like, I'm telling you, man, and I can go on and on and on because I want to do a video or we're gonna do a show on the death of the boxing superstars. Because superstars within the sport's over with. Y'all do know that. Y'all do recognize that superstars within the sport, y'all know that's over with. Because it ain't but a couple of ways that you can become a superstar in the sport of boxing. You feel me? So like you're looking at fighters who are like Bud, for instance. I'll give you an example. Bud, the greatest fighter of a generation. And he's just now getting a great level of fame and accolades and recognition. You feel me? And he's getting that after his career. You feel me? The boxing superstar shit the era is dead. Boxing won't be making any more superstars. We'll talk about that though. Man, I gotta slide out of here, man. Man, this is a dope conversation, man. I really, truly, genuinely appreciate y'all. I'll give y'all my final verdict though, man, before I go. I'm gonna answer this question. Is Poppa Schofield out of pocket? Y'all answer for me. With this Abdullah Mason slander, is Floyd Schofield Sr. out of pocket? Based on everything that's been reported, based on everything that I've heard, based on the things that I see, I believe he is. And it's not because he wanted more money. Every father should fight for his son's value, man. I really, truly believe that. There's an expiration date on your athletic career. In the meantime, get your money. But because value has to be connected to reality, the quickest way to increase your asking price isn't demanding more. You feel me? It's proving that you're worth more. Salute to D-Man Jr. What's up with you, homie? It's proving that you're worth more. Beat Abdullah Mason. And your negotiating power changes overnight. That's how boxing has always worked, and that's how boxing should continue to work. Get this title versus Lucas Body and go fight Abdullah Mason. This ain't personal. This isn't hate. I know how y'all get in this new era. This isn't personal. This isn't hate. This isn't disrespect. Matter of fact, I hope this fight gets made. I'm pushing for this fight to get made because I believe both young men have tremendous futures. I think Kid Austin can fight. I think Abdullah Mason is the one. And I think American boxing desperately needs young stars who are willing to challenge each other, not be brothers. Not be brothers and never fight. No marinating, no politics, no protecting records, just fighting. You feel me? Because when the best fight the best, everybody wins. The fighters win, the fans win, the promoters win, the networks win, and most importantly, the sport wins. Man, that's my time, family. Salute to y'all. I really, truly, genuinely appreciate y'all. I want to hear from y'all, though, man. Is Poppa Schofield out of pocket, man? Y'all leave it in the chat, man. You feel me? Y'all leave it in the chat. Salute to the family, man. Thank y'all so much, man. I really, truly, genuinely appreciate it. I really mean that. I want y'all to drop y'all comments in the comment section. Salute to everybody that caught the stream live. Let's have real boxing conversations. You feel me? Let's have real boxing conversations. Y'all hit the like button, man. Subscribe to the channel, man. Be sure to subscribe to the Junior Truth channel if you haven't done so. If you're here for this, but ultimately, man, go subscribe to the Punch Junkie YouTube channel. My MMA people will be coming back tonight, man, with the No Name MMA podcast with my brother, the guy, man, our chief MMA correspondent, and with our reaction to last night's action, man. But salute to y'all. Really, truly, genuinely appreciate y'all. This is Junior the Truth signing off. Man, giving you a daily reminder to view your life like a pair of dice until it looks like a paradise, man. View your life like a pair of dice until it looks like a paradise, man. I'm Ohio-born, player made. If you don't know anything else about me at the end of the day, I got to keep pushing, baby.
Oh, no, you didn't. Wait a minute. No, you didn't. Hey, Jay, come back here. Jay. Old ass bitch, man. Jay. I need my money. Jay. Oh, you motherfucker. Okay. All right. I'm putting cases on all you bitches. Huh?